Hello and welcome to yet another of my Fallout 4 Let's Plays. This one I will be using the Immersive Gameplay Overhaul mod, and that's pretty much the only major mod that I'm using. I'm using a few um, bug fix mods, such as the Unofficial Overhaul patch, I'm sorry, Unofficial Fallout 4 patch. Also, I've changed the player character models to the superhero body, make him look a little more muscular. And I'm using CBBE for the female model. I'm using True Storms for the weather mod, and that's honestly about it. There are a couple others that I'm not thinking of at the moment, but I'm trying to do this as minimally modded as possible with the exception of the Overhaul mod, mostly because I want to try the Overhaul mod in its purest form. So that's about it for this. Oh, I am using an alternate start mod just so I can skip the tutorial part, which I shall do now. Well, not the tutorial itself. The escape from Vault 111 I will be doing, but just this pre-war part I'm skipping because I've done it so many times. But I am sticking with the sole survivor as the character instead of one of the alternate starts. And I'm sure you've noticed by now that unlike the last playthrough, this one will be commentated, at least for now. If I feel the commentary is not really adding anything, I'll stop doing it, but for now.
Cryogenic array. All residents must vacate immediately.
Alrighty.
Come on, come on, come on! Oh, God!
Critical failure in cryogenic array.
I'll find who did this, and I'll get Sean back. I promise.
Okay, with the alternate start mod, that door is closed and won't open until you finish with this terminal, which is where you get to assign your special and everything. You'll notice that the overhaul mod gives me a lot more points to start off with. That's because you kind of need them. Let's see. Another thing the alternate start mod adds is traits, which anybody familiar with previous Fallout games should recognize. Well, at least through New Vegas. I've already looked through these, so I know which ones I'm taking. I'm not sure how many it will let you take. I've taken up to 3 before, but I think that's kind of pushing it, so I'm just going to stick with 2. Apologize if I went through that too fast. You can pause it and read it if you need to.
Critical cryogenic array. Residents must vacate.
was a lucky find.
Failure in cryogenic array. All residents must vacate immediately.
Giant roaches?
Oh yes, another thing the Overhaul mod does is it lets you start at level 10. You might be thinking that's kind of cheating, and you'd be right to a degree, but the Overhaul mod is supposed to make combat so much harder that it's not going to make that much of a difference. Did I get all the beer bottles? Nope, missed one. And I am playing on survival. Let's see. Oops. Missed a coffee cup. Okay. Oh, you'll notice that the tooltip says that stim packs restore 100% of your max health, heal hit damaged limbs, and can be favorited. They also have a bit of a debuff to them, so it's not quite as overpowered as it sounds. I don't remember the exact nature of the debuff, but I think it lowers your strength. Either that or your carry weight. Come back to that in a second. Okay. Alright, so I have a grand total of 3 bobby pins. Now another thing that the Immersive Gameplay Overhaul does is it takes away
Nice.
the requirement of needing a perk, but it does make
Coming back later for you.
the spot harder to find without the perks. The perks just make lockpicking easier. And I really doubt I'm going to find the spot with just 3 picks. But I don't mind trying. Not that I would actually use the cryolator, but it's nice to collect things like that when you can.
Terminal's gotta be somewhere.
Oh yeah. Oh, it gave me an automatic one this time. That seems to be random. I've done this a couple of times testing out the mod, and it seems to give you either a single shot or an automatic randomly. Am I missing one? Guess not. Okay. Now that we're here, I can show you some of the other features of the mod. I don't know why I have two pistols. Oh wait, yes, there was another one in the cryolator closet. But they were both automatic, apparently. Might as well toss those on. Put on a new jumpsuit. Let's see. Oh, apparently it gives poison resist too. I didn't know that. Purified water removes rads. Apparently I didn't look at this as closely as I thought. But that's nice. I like that. Yeah, eating rad roach meat gives you a penalty to charisma because you literally just ate a giant bug. Oh, and cooked food still gives rads for the most part. Just less rads. Let's see, I don't need to do anything with that. Junk. Oh, things give more ingredients. Like, say this toaster gives 27 steel, 2 spring, 1 copper. He made it more realistic to the weight that the item has. And that carries over to scrapping in the settlements when you're scrapping a, like for example, a car and get a couple thousand steel. Yeah, you'll notice that the damage has been increased on pretty much everything. Automatics don't do less damage per shot like they do in vanilla. They do the same damage as their single shot versions, which does make them slightly overpowered, but very realistic. Oh, I meant to hit the thing while I was over here. Whoops. Take care of that now.
Vault door cycling sequence initiated. Please stand back.
Oh, and as I said, it levels you up to 10 at the start. And perks don't have level requirements anymore. So you can max out a perk from the start if you wanted to. But a lot of the perks have been changed. Like, for example, the weapon perks don't increase your damage. They just increase your accuracy and possibly give you some side effects. The throwing arc for your grenade has been roped into commando, which is kind of weird, but oh well. Which means that Demolition Expert is just crafting. It literally only gives you the ability to craft different explosives. Aqua Boy gives you the ability to breathe underwater, but does not prevent rads. Let's see. Some of the perks have been moved to different positions, like Nerd Rage used to be at 10, now it's at 4? Yeah. The 10th... No. Was Nerd Rage 10 or 9? Yeah, Nerd Rage was 10. I think Nuclear Physicist was 9. But anyway, I digress. I have a mod that allows you to do criticals outside of VATS, because VATS has been severely reduced in effectiveness. Your percentages to hit are pretty low. I'm guessing that was due to balance, because VATS is kind of OP at times. But there is, where is it? Awareness. The second rank of awareness gives you a slight slowdown time effect when you aim. It's not a heavy slowdown. It's not like the other bullet time mods, but it does give you a little bit of help, so that's what I usually go for. Let's see. Gun nut's usually a good start. I like adamantium skeleton in this. It gives you basically armor without having armor. But I don't really need it right this second, so I'm going to hold off on that. What I do need is... Where is it? Oh, there it is. Scrapper. To get more rare ingredients. I may as well also go ahead and grab local leader. Still got 3 more to go. What should I get? Oh, hacker, unlike with the lockpicking, you still need the perks to hack the higher tier terminals, but he's made it easy mode hacking where it only gives you one choice. So as long as you have the perk, you can hack a terminal of that that tier. Let's see. Thinking about science, but almost every time I've picked perks with this mod, I get to the last perk and realize that there was something else I should have taken. So I'm just going to do a quick look before I make a final decision. That would be handy, but we'll hold off on that. I like having a grenade arc, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. That, and with automatics being as powerful as they are, I'll probably be using that for the majority, although I do plan to carry a long-range weapon for picking off things at a distance. Oh yeah, Lone Wanderer has been severely nerfed. It just makes you harder to detect when people aren't around. Yeah. Not sure how strong that effect is, but combined with the sneak, I'm assuming it would probably be make it easy to sneak through things. Okay. I think I've spent enough time trying to decide what to get. That's handy. Okay, and that's all of my perks. I'll probably think of something that I forgot to get. The muscles might be a little too much, but I wanted to try something different since I rarely use a different body for the male character.
Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you for choosing Vault Tech.
Since I can't remember some of the mods that I have installed, I will be including a list in the description box below. I'm even foregoing some of the mods that I usually consider essential, such as the Armorsmith Extended mod. Yeah, he's reduced some of um, the loot lists, so you don't get quite as much loot in some cases, and in other cases you get a lot more. So, oh yeah, this is the
Nice.
uh, method that the criticals outside of VAT mod uses to give you the perk. In general, things that are placed in the world already, like these cups and stuff, will still be there, but the containers are what's generally a lot less chance of good loot. Yeah. You can generally sprint longer, but action points refresh a lot slower, which is why I took that perk to get him to regenerate 25% faster. Let's see, there were salt beans, yeah. Most of the wild plants now have purposes. I haven't done extensive research into the mod, so I don't know all of them offhand, but I do know that most things have uses in one of the crafting benches or the others. One of the ways that the mod makes combat more dangerous is that it sorry, I'm trying to concentrate on two different things. It unlevels the world, so you'll run into high level enemies right off the bat, as you'll see when I get over to killing the bugs. They're higher level bugs than they usually are.
As I live and breathe. Oh, it's really you.
Codsworth? You're still here.
Well, of course I'm still here. Surely you don't think a little radiation could deter the pride of General Atomics?
I will be slightly speeding through conversations
But you
sometimes,
seem the worse for wear. Best not let the wife see you in that state,
especially if
Where is
they're
the
conversations
missing
I've been
underwear?
through multiple times.
They killed her.
Sir, these things you're saying, these terrible things, I believe you need a distraction. Yes, a distraction. It's been ages since we've had a proper family activity.
Sean's been kidnapped. But I'm going to find him. I'm going to get my son back.
It's worse than I thought.
200 years? What? Are you?
A bit over 200 and...
Right.
That means you're,
Codsworth, you're acting...
Oh, sir, it's been just horrible. I spent... And don't get me started.
Sure. Stay with me, pal. Focus.
I'm afraid I don't know anything, sir. I did find this holotape.
Uh-huh. Thank you, Codsworth.
You're welcome. Now, Anna, shall we search the neighborhood together? The missus and young Sean.
There's nothing left here. It's all gone.
Well, if you wish to venture to parts unknown, I won't stop you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that that's over with. I will be using automatics, as I said, but for the moment, oh, I have nothing, no adhesive. Wonder how much adhesive one duct tape gives me. That's another. That's enough to change it. Yep. See, the damage doesn't go up by much. A couple of them will give an extra point or two, but for the most part, caliber will determine the damage. You can change the caliber to a 38 or a 45 or 44. Let's see. But for the moment, I don't have any 45 ammo, so I'm just going to stick with what I've got. And I'm going to upgrade to the heavy frame receiver. I'm not going to waste the adhesive on that, but that'll do for now. That gives me one single shot and one automatic, so yeah. The single shot's what I've got. Equipped. Let's go kill some bugs. I don't like taking Codsworth to kill these bugs because he takes the experience and it's generally not worth it. Whoops. Got a little too trigger happy. Hey. Stop that.
Not this time.
That's the first time he's done that
John,
before.
give me the word, sir, and I'll initiate my search protocols.
There's nothing left.
Well,
fine. Let me go kill the other things. Hopefully before he follows me over there. Yeah, as I said, combat's a lot tougher. And that was a festering bloatfly. And a black bloatfly. So yeah, the added damage is kind of necessary. It was this one. Sometimes I get the houses mixed up. Seven bobby pins, that's good.
That's it.
I'm not bothering to loot most of the junk here because I will be using the console command scrap all to scrap everything. I only do that for this settlement and occasionally Red Rocket, but usually not even then. But I do it for this settlement just because it's so big. I say as I continue to loot when I say I'm done. I looted that, right? Yeah. But at the moment I'm looking for safes and other locked things. Mostly for experience.
Nice.
He's also modded it to where you don't usually find things in pre-war safes that you wouldn't normally find in pre-war. So you won't find like pipe pistols and things like that. Doing my house last. Oh yeah, I forgot about these. Get in the habit of not using VATS. Oh. Legendary Rad Roach. Legendaries do not drop legendaries either. There are still the named items that you can find or buy, but the creatures don't drop legendary weapons anymore. Or at least not that I've seen. I've seen a few legendaries and none of them have dropped anything. Okay. There we go.
Got it.
Another side effect of the world being unleveled is that you will come across weapons and armor that you would normally not find early in the game. See, only one option, so
I'm in.
there we go.
Sweet.
A lot of automatic pistols in this one. Don't need to be wasting ammo on single roaches. Tickled a little bit. As you see, I can't run anymore. Let's see what that debuff actually does. I'm just over encumbered. Simpack. Yeah, strength minus 50. And yeah, that's it. Strength is minus 50, so basically you're automatically going to be over encumbered until the stim pack wears off. Which probably means I don't need to be engaging in combat. Or at least not melee combat. Okay, so the debuff doesn't last as long as the stim pack itself. Or at least not the poison resist aspect of it. I'm guessing that's all that's still going.
No way I could pick this.
Wanna bet? Okay, you may be right. There we go.
Yes.
Okay. I believe that's all of the safes and whatnot. Okay, let's open the workshop. Now to show you what I was talking about earlier, scrap this house, and as you can see, you get a lot of material. So yeah, but the build costs for a lot of things have been increased to compensate. And Immersive Gameplay also adds a version of one of the scrap anything mods, so you're able to scrap a lot of the grass and leaves and whatnot, shrubs. One thing I don't like that they allow you to scrap is occasionally they'll allow you to scrap the foundations. But even after scrapping the foundation, you can't scrap the little stair thing leading up to it. If you can scrap one, you should be able to scrap them both. That's just my opinion, though. Should give you a little more steel than that. Oh. Yeah, I'm just scrapping random things to show you the effects. Fertilizer is actually pretty handy. Alright. Enough of that. Grab my
Yes.
neck. And grabbing the special book, but it no longer does anything. I guess he figured since the they give you so many extra stat points at the beginning, you really don't need them. And you really don't. I mean, with the traits that I picked, I've already got a 10... Why have I got penalties to agility? Oh, because I'm hungry and thirsty and all that. But I've already got a 10 agility, 10 strength. I think I've got either a 9 or 10 for intelligence, so... yeah. But the other thing that the mod adds, and again, this is a controversial piece because it's kind of cheaty, but he adds a bunker under your house. With some resources, not a lot, just a few things. And you've got some food and water, or food and drink. I've seen the actual water, but that's okay. I think these have water in them. Bunch of materials over here, adhesive, some army fatigues, and a full suit of sturdy combat armor. Yeah. There's a few other things in here. I generally will leave those two things because those are somewhat unique items, and I don't think I would, as a character, take them Bunch of mods for combat rifles and such. Some weapons. I'll go ahead and take everything. And this little toolbox is actually a workbench. So you can decorate this little bunker if you wanted to. Ignore the junk. Since I have the scrapper perk, I'm going to go ahead and break down... Oops, no. Break down some of this stuff and make some useful weapons. Keep one of those out. No, keeping both of those. Because I'm going to turn one of these into a sniper rifle and one into an automatic rifle. I usually make the hunting rifle into a sniper rifle, but because they're using the same ammo right now, they're going to be doing close to the same damage, and this will have a much higher fire rate. So it just makes more sense. So let's start with the combat rifles. Now there were some free mods over there, so let's see what we've got. Well, apparently none of the mods over there were receivers, but I can still build one. And I've got plenty of most of those ingredients, so I'm going to go ahead and make it the hardened automatic. I'll see how it says attach mod. So yeah, it gave us a free long ported barrel. Recoil compensating stock. Attach mod. It didn't give us any magazines. And I don't have the gun nuts for the rest of them, so no extra magazine. Sights. This is the automatic, so we'll go with the reflex sight. Okay, so there's the automatic rifle. Now let's make a sniper rifle. So I'm not making it automatic. We have to go with the higher damage or better critical. We'll stick with higher damage. Have to build that one. Short barrel. Got another long ported barrel for free. Marksman stock, better aim with scopes, so yeah, that's pretty much what we need. Put a medium scope on it, but here's the thing, with scopes I generally shoot from short range, not super short obviously, but from the range of a short scope. We'll just go with the short scope. They didn't give us another muzzle brake, so I'll have to stick with the compensator, but that's fine. Alright, so we have a combat sniper rifle and a combat automatic rifle. I could try to upgrade this a little bit. just to have a backup weapon that uses a different type of ammo, because right now my two main weapons are using 7.62 ammo. And although I do have a ton of it, it will go by fast, especially with an automatic. Let's see what I can do. Again, I don't want to make this one an automatic though. I think this one does better as a single shot. Alright, that's a decent pistol. Am I still encumbered? Yes, I am. Actually, I probably won't be going back down there for anything other than maybe the food and water if I get desperate. Or food and Nuka-Cola. But instead, let's go take this over to our workstation here. Because I'm pretty sure I can't set up a supply line to that bunker. After we get the weight under control. Oh, one other thing I forgot to do while I was down there. Let's get dressed. Let's see, army fatigues, dirty army fatigues, military fatigues. Or I could stick with the vault suit. Hey, that one's even reinforced. That's nice. I can't wear them both. But I could wear... No, I thought the army helmet would allow me to do it. Alright, well, since I can't wear that with that, I will just go with that. Doesn't really fit with the blue of the vault uniform, but we'll stick with it for now. Junk. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not keeping that. Stick with the combat knife. Don't need that, don't need that. Ah, yeah, the ammo. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. And much as I would love to carry 1900 rounds with me, don't quite need that much. Wait, I'm putting this in. I don't even need 900 really. There. 400 will do for now. Alright. Now to scrap everything. Yep, it looks pretty barren.
Keeping watch, sir. Do you want me to initiate my search protocol?
Codsworth, I already looked. They're not here.
Then they're really gone, aren't they?
Sean's out there, Codsworth. I need to find him.
What about Concord, sir? Plenty of people there. And last I checked, they only pummeled me with sticks a few times before I had to run back home.
There's still people alive in Concord?
Yes, although I shall remain here and secure the home front.
Alright. Well, first things first. Let's go ahead and build a bed. We'll build in here for now. Oops. Yeah, see, as I was saying, the build costs have been adjusted. So a basic bed costs 100 steel and 60 cloth. This, I think, was added by another mod, so it's not quite as expensive. Not sure why that's not telling me the price, but again, it was probably added by one of the other mods. Military cot. It's the cheapest, I think. Well, other than a sleeping bag. Let's see. I'm not going to cheat and use this one. Although it does use springs, which are semi-rare. Well, I was a military man, so we'll go with a military cot. Guess a nice 12-hour nap. And I believe that will be it for the first episode. So, thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Until next time,